Hello, everybody. Jason of New Year's Revolution. Cave colonoscopy prep underway. I can't imagine drinking two or an entire 8-ounce, 8.1 ounce, or whatever it is, jug of Miralax powder. I can't imagine. I've only started. I bought two because we had one. I bought it for. That's not why you're here. It doesn't matter. I'm delusional because it's beginning. Hasn't begun yet, but it's beginning. I know I said that I was going to vlog the colonoscopy. I don't think I'm going to. This is going to be Thursday's video. Tomorrow's video will be much later in the day upon my awakening of my hopefully 10-hour nap after the procedure. And I will be honest, I'm not looking forward to results. I mean, I get nervous about that stuff. There's probably no reason to think that anything is wrong, but I really don't want to find out that, there was something that just didn't look right, so we're going to do I don't want that. Obviously, I don't want that. My brain can't handle that. So hopefully it's just camera up my butt and a beautiful looking colon, a very attractive, sexy, photogenic colon, because I've had enough of stuff, right? We get the EOE, then my kid gets it, then we think he's doing better, his scope comes back, nah, he still got it, we got to do another round of meds. I'm on a bit of a losing streak. I don't want any more. Okay, so I don't know if I'll vlog it because wouldn't that be ironic, that I'm vlogging bad news? I don't want to do that. Today I have the potential idea of cutting 4 more of these. That should take no time at all. I might do that, maybe. Piper's Pit panels. But before the flow starts to happen, let's get an LJN revisited out of the way so that we can move on to the slammies. This shouldn't take too long, folks, because we are up, speaking of the slammies, we are up to a figure that could very easily, maybe 99% of you would vote on this figure being the worst LJN wrestling figure in the history of the line. That probably would be difficult to debate. Yeah, that would be difficult to debate because we can't just go, well, George Steele, he's terrible. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah. This we might just be giving away one of the categories here, or one of the winners. I would assume. I don't know what was happening here, and this is a time when I would like to have an interview with somebody who, because when you talk to old toy employees, I've talked to a couple. I've talked to a LJN guy, and I talked to a Remco guy in the past. And they know their stuff and they have stories, but do they really remember everything? Because back then it was just another toy line. It wasn't what it was to the hype over it today. So were they really paying that much attention back then to the stuff that we would talk about today? Probably not. So I'm sure there's not a LJN toy designer out there going, well, what we were thinking about with the Rick Rude was blah, blah, blah. And boy, we knew we had a stinker. I doubt it. But I would love to know what the logic behind the LJN Rick Rude figure was. Here it is. And again, I don't know what they were thinking. Now, it's the 89s. Did LJN or Grand Toys already know that it was over? Was this the last figure on their production line? Was this the last figure that the designer worked on? We'll never know. But here he is, Rick Rude. XOX has given us a Rick Rude, which is wonderful because we can actually play. Do I have him out, or is he yet to come out? He is yet to be displayed. Okay, he's not. I don't know why he hasn't made. Oh, yes, there's Rick Rude over there. Hang on one second. There we go. Okay, so XOX has given us a Rick Rude that we could finally use and play with and have those good Rick Rude matches that we were supposed to have. But this is what we got from LJN. XOX, LJN, XOX, LJN. You tell me. Okay, so we certainly missed out on having a great character like Rick Rude, and I think it would have been so good. Maybe not for us because it was 89 and we were 13, 14 years old, slightly maybe aging out of play, but not all of us. No. So I think I could have had some pretty good Rick Rude matches with a good Rick Rude. But we get this, and I don't know what's going on here. Again, he and the Ultimate Warrior have that pink flesh tone, which some people don't mind. I don't understand it, but the play pose, the pose, I don't get this. Now, I'm thinking Rick Rude, okay? So what did Rick Rude do? Rick Rude would come to the ring and he would do the hands on the hips kind of Rick Rude thing, all right? So hands on the hips, hands on the forehead. Hands on the forehead pose would be horrible, but justifiable, right? Because that was his gimmick. But hands on the waist, well, you can't see, but what's he doing? What's he did? There was no gyrating with the hands on the waist. He wasn't pelvic thrusting. He was doing this whole thing. So I don't know what this means. I can't understand what this could. Maybe it's just like cool Rick Rude pose. Like, how you doing? My hands are on my waist. I don't know. But I hate it. And I hate it for so many reasons. I hate it because of what could have been. You know, if we had gotten an actual Rick Rude figure that we could have enjoyed as kids, what would have been? We'll never know. We'll never know because we have this steaming turd that actually goes for money. Could you imagine? That's the true collector. And I'm the collector, but this was an expensive figure. I haven't checked in years, but this was an expensive figure. This was a $120, $150 figure back 15, 20 years ago. No idea what it is today. But could you imagine spending money just to have this sitting on your shelf, even though it's a turd? I don't know. That's crazy. Again, you got to wonder what's up with the prototype, a completely different figure. Then we get this one. What's happening in the world of LJNs in 1989? I like Rick Rude. In fact, I can't wait to get caught up to Rick Rude's era in the WWF. Whether it was 88 or 89 or whatever it was, but I can't wait to start watching Rick Rude matches because he's great. I mean, he's a fantastic in-ring performer. Never met him. Sad story, sad death. He was involved into later eras of Monday Night Wars and DX and things like that. So he was cool, Rick Rude, still. But from what I've heard, a super nice guy, super tough guy, legit tough guy, just the worst LJN figure that there could have ever been. And again, I'll never understand what the idea was because at this point, in the world of toys, we're still talking about play. And LJN had been around for 4 years at that point, and they were based on play. And so you got to wonder why this was released, and did they have multiple designs? Did they have multiple artists' renditions of what the figure should be? And did they ultimately go, let's go with the hands on it? It's kind of a cocky, sexy sort of look. Is that what they were doing? I could see that. It's terrible. Let's take a closer look, and then I'm going to go settle in on the couch for the next 12 hours or 20 hours. I don't know, whatever. We'll see in a bit. All right, folks, the best part of the LJN Rick Rude figure is this LJN custom stand from 4 Left 3D Creations. That's right. The only way to take a turd like Rick Rude and make him look shiny and beautiful is to slap him in this simply ravishing custom LJN stand from my friends at 4 Left 3D Creations on Etsy. Get over there today and shine up your Rick Rude. There he is in all of his horrendousness. We're doing okay here. We're doing okay. Kind of a silly, cartoony, bloated Rick Rude face, I guess. But then things start to go wrong. No idea what's happening here. Love those dogs barking. No idea what's happening here. The rest of the figure would have been just fine. It seems to be the right. Rick Rude was kind of had a narrow, thin, muscular build. This is a perfect I don't want to say likeness. Good body type. Good body choice. Good thin muscularness is what I'm saying. And if those arms would just be moved somewhere else, we would have a pretty good figure. They did pretty great with the anchor tattoo there. But where can you go with this? Where can you go with this figure? We've got a ravishing on the boots. Both boots? Yeah, ravishing on both boots. Multicolored trunk pattern, different than the prototype. But nothing can be salvaged about this figure. There's just nothing you can do. And it's not like Bundy's arms are down and George Steele's arms are down. No, this is unforgivable. Unforgivable waste of a figure. Next time will be the Big Boss Man, followed by Warlord, and then Sergeant Slaughter, and then we are done with LJN's Revisited, and it's off to the Slammy Awards. Until then, good night now.